Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It's a Friday. And we got a lot of stuff to get to. We got these things called hoops to talk about. A little Miami Heat, a little Denver Nuggets. I will tell you last night, if you remember yesterday, I said take the Nuggets. Take the Nuggets. Lay the points, baby. Man, that thing got scary, and it looked like a lock from the first to the second to the third. And then with a few minutes left in the fourth, they just kept making buckets. Denver wasn't hitting anything, and I thought they were going to get a backdoor cover, and I was about to cry like a baby. But thank goodness Jokic is awesome. Also, he helped me last night because I did a little, 10-plus rebounds, 10-plus assists. Didn't do the points, just did both of those, hooked them together, and with about a minute and 50 seconds left in the game, he only had 9 rebounds.
And he got a 10th one, though.
And then he got it, baby. So it was a great night. It was a great night for Denver. It was a horrible night for Miami shooting. I don't know if you know this. Caleb Martin, Mr. Strus, did you see how bad that was?
They didn't make many shots, John.
They combined for 3 points on 1 of 17 shooting. But then let's just go in there and just say, hey, but how about you mix in, let's say, Duncan Robinson. And then things just start getting even worse and worse. Like, they could not shoot. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was just, I thought it was crazy. So you know what that does give me? That gives me a little cause for people. Everybody who's already crowning Denver, Miami had plenty of open shots. They just couldn't buy a bucket. First night in that altitude after a long series, maybe their legs weren't underneath them. But I don't think on Sunday you're going to see this same Miami Heat team that's going to be missing bunnies, missing min rage, not being able to hit a 3 to save their life. Are you kidding me? Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson, all 3 combined for 6 points.
I agree with you, John. I think you're absolutely right. You have to. I don't want to say feel good, but Miami's not going to shoot that poorly again. They're going to be. And Bam was really the only player on the team that played aggressively.
Bam, bam,
either.
bam, bam.
But no one else was really driving, and not
Dude,
even.
Bam took 25 shots, and you know what? I would have said
efficiently too.
I would have said if that's going to be a recipe, the Heat are going to sink. Also did know that nobody else was going to be able to hit a shot. I mean, even Jimmy Buckets was not Jimmy Buckets.
No, they weren't making shots.
But, man, Bam, though, has to give Miami Heat fans also you know what? That was game 1. Our guys couldn't hit the broad side of the barn. Buckets only had 13. Dude, let's do some math. You add up 4 of their main scorers. They only had 19 points.
Right. And the other side of that, too, though, I will say, Denver did miss some shots that they would normally make as well. They didn't shoot well from 3 either, and they had some good looks at that as
but
well.
they were clowning, it felt like, too, almost.
Because they were up by so much.
Yeah, they were just running. I mean, they owned the first.
No,
they owned the second. When you went into halftime, you felt this game. I mean, did you know that I think the halftime line was 19.5?
Wow, that's crazy.
And I was like, damn, man, I want to take it because there's no way it's not going to finish like that. I mean, I think that, but then I'm like I don't want to, I was like, man, they're going to cover the minus 8.5 that I got. So I didn't want to screw myself.
No kidding.
So, But
in retrospect, it would have been a nice thing.
It would have been smart.
Because it was right in the middle there.
I always say in a playoff game, you get like something lunacy, like one team goes up by 20 points. That's when you take the other side because it's the NBA.
NBA Finals, too. You're right about that.
And that's usually my golden rule, but I got scared last night because Denver, for 3 quarters, did look absolutely amazing.
They did.
And Miami it was brick after brick. Dude, Duncan Robinson shot an air ball, and I promise you right now, that was one of the ugliest shots in the finals I've seen. Like, that thing was...
Hey, they can't all go down, John,
It was 4 feet to the right and 3 feet.
Well, but he's coming off a dead sprint, too. There's John, cut the man some slack.
I'm just saying, dude, they're a little weak in the knees. They don't play tomorrow. They don't wait. I mean, they got today off. They got tomorrow off. They're back at it Sunday.
Much hockey on Saturday.
Bunch of hockey on Saturday?
Just one. The finals. Stanley Cup finals.
Oh, is it starting?
Yeah, on Saturday.
So we have hockey playoffs. Playoffs.
Hockey, basketball.
Wait, what is it? We're going for the Stanley Cup in one night.
Yeah, Lord
we're
Stanley
going for the
stuff.
Larry O'Brien trophy on the other night.
LOB. You think Larry and Stanley have ever met?
Man, I would think that they've probably run across each other's paths. I have to say, the Stanley Cup much cooler than the Larry O'Brien trophy.
I agree. Very cool trophy.
People drink a lot of stuff out of it.
Can't
eat
drink
things
anything
out of
the finals trophy.
No, man. It's like there's no cup. It's just a big ball on top of a little gold thing.
That's what makes golf trophies cool too. All the golfers, they drink on the plane out of the trophy when they win a tournament.
Got to feel good to get drunk after a great competition and
Agreed.
you win. Put a little Tito's up in that bad boy.
Luca once famously said after a game, he goes, "I really like a beer."
Man, I'd love a big old bottle of Tito's. It's a fry.
There you go.
That's how I'd roll.
Yeah.
If I won that sucker, it'd be full of Tito's.
A Friday, man. It feels like Friday, John.
It does feel like Friday?
Oh, it feels like Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday. The weekend's here. You know what I mean? It feels like a Friday to me.
It does feel like one. By the way, did I tell you Aaron Gordon played really well?
He was a huge key. Their inability to match up. Miami is a very small team, and Aaron Gordon is so big. When they double Jokic, they do not have the size to match up with that guy.
Everybody, it looks like, they look like it's weird. Like,
it's true. They're small, man. They're a small team.
They're low out there.
And Aaron Gordon is a big fella.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm stating the obvious when I say that, but he's big and he's physical.
And he's crazy athletic.
Yeah, exactly. Quick twitch.
That blocked three that he had,
Crazy.
he came out of nowhere, bam, threw that thing in like the third row. He's just I love his alley-oops.
I want to see John in the next game. I'm kind of throwing this game out in terms of whether or not it'll be indicative of the other games we see. I feel like this game's going to be an anomaly. You know what I mean? I don't think Denver's going to shoot that poorly again. I don't think Miami's going to shoot that poorly again. Certainly not in the same night.
So you're thinking over.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're saying both teams are going to shoot better. That starts making me push that total up because the total is going to drop from 219. It was 219.5, I think it tipped last night. The under was an easy play. Wish I would have taken it because I was, I'm like going, man, that's just too many points. But I didn't take it because I'm weak.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying anything about the over and under. But I do want to see the Heat be more aggressive in the first half. I'm not good at playing overs and unders, John. That's the only reason I say that.
Really?
I don't want my words to be
totals.
construed as gambling advice because I don't feel comfortable.
I don't know
with
if you know this. Whenever we're talking sports,
I know you're
always a little bit about gambling.
But if you ask
just
me,
a little bit.
But if you ask me straight on if what I was saying means I like the over, I can't answer that question. I don't know how to answer that.
I got you.
You can take it to mean take the over, but I can't. I can't get on to do that.
It's kind of taking it, man. It's kind of making me think about it first.
But the Heat, truly, John, Bam was the only player aggressive last night. And Bam needs to be aggressive. I love aggressive Bam. I want to see the role players, not Jimmy Butler, even be more aggressive. Like, there was games in the previous series against the Celtics where you saw Duncan Robinson go on the drive and start facilitating a little bit. Those guys
Duncan Robinson's a lot slipperier than I thought.
He is. And so the guys that aren't being guarded by, like, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Aaron Gordon, I want to see those guys attack the basket and facilitate and get inside-out shots like that. I think that needs to be a key adjustment that the Heat make. And I feel like that's a fairly easy one, too. Aggression is a fairly easy thing to fix from one game to another. If it was like something more schematic, that would be more difficult. But that's something I think they can fix going into the next game.
Are you worried about Caleb Martin reverting back to the mean?
No, because he might not have a good game. It's kind of like what I said before this game.
Well, it's kind of like, here's how it is.
They'll give one guy the opportunity, whether it's Gabe Vincent or Max Strus or Duncan Robinson going off one game or Caleb Martin going off another game. So he might have 2-3 in a row games where he has 6 points, 8 points, 10 points, something like that.
That's what he did basically for the first 5 games of the Boston series.
Bingo.
And then he had 2 great games and people were talking about giving the MVP. And I'm like, dude, he was trashed the first 5 games.
The ball found the best shot, and the ball was finding him a lot that night. And that's the best way I can describe it, I think. I think that's that's what was going on. And that's why just one of those guys might have a good night at any given time, but hard to see all of them be consistent going forward. Because at some point they're going to adjust and stop that guy, and then it's someone else's turn to go.
And by the way, the young lady, Erin, on Daily Wager, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen her before.
Very pretty, very smart. Her play of the day was under 7.5 rebounds for Caleb Martin. because he went crazy and had like double-digit rebounds. When before that he had gone under his number was always like at 5.5. He only got 4 last night, and I'm going to tell you right now, been paying attention to her during the playoffs.
She's all over it.
Player props, she dominates.
I see a lot of NBA handicappers. That's what they bet. They don't
Dude,
bet spreads and
she doesn't bet
they
spreads
props.
over. I mean, she'll give you advice, but when she always does like her best bet, it's always a player prop. And I'm telling you, this woman is hitting it like a 75% clip. I'm feeling.
Follow Aaron on Daily Wager.
Yes.
Daily Wager every day at like 5 o'clock on ESPN.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, I was talking about Brian. Record it. Watch it after Dacus.
Oh, right,
after
right,
you listen
right.
to Dacus and Brett.
Well, just have it on. You
it.
can just have it on mute because they just put the lower third what the bet is. You can listen to Sports Time.
Oh yeah,
and then just have that on the TV exactly.
And by the way, though, she's the only one that I really listen to. Like Kazarian drives me crazy. Like some of those.
Kazarian.
Yeah, like. Man, if I took their advice, I'd be in the poorhouse right now. But you listen to her
host,
player
though.
props.
Great host.
Hell of a host. Great host, but some of his plays, geez.
I'll say this, too. Another good sign for the Heat is they had 11 offensive rebounds last night. Their guard rebounding is really good. That is something that's been good all playoffs for them, and I think that's something they're going to have to exploit if they're going to win rebounding battles against Denver is guard rebounding is going to be huge.
Steve sent us a thing. He said, scoring points is essential. One of us must have said that, and he's like,
that's a good point.
That was, it was a profound statement.
You got to score points.
Got to score
and
points.
And also, so you got to score points, 1, and 2, Aaron Gordon is big.
Yeah.
If you take nothing else away from this segment, those are the 2 things.
Yeah. And also, facts, Jokic is even bigger.
Yeah, but he's also bigger. And his brothers are big guys, too.
Dude, I wouldn't want to fight him and his brothers.
I hope there's a storyline over. You ever?
Shaq wanted to meet his older brother last night in the postgame.
That's what I'm saying. Is if we make a NBA Finals bingo card, one thing that's going to be on mine is absolutely Jokic brothers scandal or narrative at some point during the playoffs.
Something during the playoffs. They're going to do a little
them yelling at somebody on the court. I want something to happen.
It's probably will. By the way, we got to be Jamal Murray.
He's great.
Like we were talking about it, and you thought I was crazy, and I'm just going to address this one more time. Devin Booker is amazing, superstar. I love him, and I'm not, and I agree he's better. But the Jamal Murray mixed with the Jokic, tell me a combo that's better than those two. Because D-Book doesn't have that. He's got another wing, and Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper, they're awesome. They both can score. But you put Murray with Jokic on the same court and the way that they find each other and they play off each other, I'm taking those. That's the duo that you want.
You got to throw in Aaron Gordon when you say that, and Contavious Caldwell-Pope too, because the job that a lot of times when you have a star as good as Jokic, like MVP caliber player, GMs will just go out and look to get the best players available, not really think about the construction of the team. We got this guy, let's just get other good players and go from there. They have put together a great team. Like you said, Murray and Jokic, the complement is perfect. Then you got Aaron Gordon who complements them with great defense.
Jokic, because he can always hit that heel. Like Gordon will hit that open three, and it's kind of crazy when you think the Lakers.
KCP defense too.
KCP's corner three was nice.
Michael Porter Jr.'s skill set complements them well, and then Bruce Brown off the bench, his defense complements them really well. It's just a really well put together team, well thought out, and they deserve all the credit for the makeup of this team.
I would say one thing: Porter started out 2 for 4 from downtown, and then did not hit, and then missed his last 7 threes of the night.
Hey, shots weren't falling last night.
Yeah,
there was a lid on both rims.
If you had the over, you were probably knew that thing was over pretty quickly.
Probably did.
Well, we're going to talk a lot of basketball today. Also,
got
some great stuff because, J Ham, 90-foot historian, 90 feet.
94 feet.
94 feet. What's the fourth foot, man? Is that from baseline to baseline?
That's right, 94 feet.
Man, you know what? I don't know how I figured. I'm like a sleuth.
Yeah.
I'm like give me a good one. I'm like John Holmes. I mean,
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. I'm like John Holmes, too.
You're like Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. Matlock.
Matlock, man. Oh. He used to go by Andy Griffith. And then he changed his name to Ben.
Andy Griffith?
Then he changed his name to Ben Matlock,
Wait, those are not – that's really the same character?
That's the same guy, yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. He was Andy Griffith, and then he was Ben Matlock, yeah.
So what's the dude's real name?
Well, it was Andy Griffith.
I mean, he went from
Matlock.
A small-town cop to a damn good lawyer. Like, man, he must have done a lot of studying on that Andy Griffin show.
I'm telling you. Well, he changed his name too, new identity and everything.
Man, if you're going to go from a small town cop to
Maybe-
a big time city lawyer, you got to come up with a slide name. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's what Catch Me If You Can is about Ben Matlock. I mean, Andy Griffith.
I don't know what Catch Me If You Can is.
Oh, never mind.
Is that is that
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Oh,
where
he
he's on
flies
the
all
run
over
and
the
he changes
joint?
his identity.
Get off your movies, son.
Sorry, man.
You love those things.
I do like movies. That's true.
I don't blame you. But we also got to talk a lot of baseball. We got some baseball news out there, some NFL nuggets.
Bet on the All-Star game? No, you only bet on the All-Star game once, and it's after all of your you have all the information at hand. Because I
You
bet
mean
5 times
vote.
again today.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's voting, not betting.
I'm sorry. Did I say? I keep saying betting whenever I talk about the All-Star game. I voted 5 times today.
Well, I'm very
Make sure
proud of
you go vote your 5 times today. Unless you're John, he only votes once at the very
You have a
end.
spreadsheet too, by the way.
I
Which
do,
think
where I
is very
track
great.
how many times, what percentage of votes each guy gets.
Well, we have got a lot of great stories today. We're going to talk a lot of basketball again right now. Denver, of course, is up 1-0 on the Miami Heat. Nuggets look good. Jokic is a baller. We're going to break that down later. We also got bets from T-Money and Uncle Brasky. Love T-Money, love Uncle Brasky. Can't wait to see what they're going to bring. Coming off a Memorial Day weekend. Last time we talked to Brasky, wasn't he on a boat?
I wasn't here, but I believe so.
Yeah. You weren't here?
No, last Friday. Remember, it was you and Bryant.
Oh.
I know. Didn't you miss me?
I
Bryant
did.
stinks.
Yeah, man.
That guy
I think he might be
stinks.
listening.
Yeah, he might be.
But we got all kinds of great stories. And by the way, I got some weird ones today. In Hardenwood, we're doing. Did you know that? You ever seen the movie Fight Club?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro.
What's the first rule of Fight Club, John?
You don't say jack about Fight Club.
That's right. You nailed it.
You don't say a damn thing about Fight Club.
Uh-huh.
Or is it? What is it? Is that it?
Yeah, don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about Fight Club. Man, they don't say it very tough.
Uh-uh.
First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
No, you don't say a damn thing about Fight Club, man. That's Memphis style.
Great movie, though.
But man, it was. Edward Norton and Brad Pitt.
That's
Are you
right.
proud of me?
Heck yeah.
Woo! Bring in the knowledge. Now, there's a real Fight Club, by the way.
UFC.
No, dude. I'm talking about where you're not supposed to speak about Fight Club. But
Wow.
It's that damn social media that got these kids busted.
Oh, they were talking about it.
Yeah, so in Virginia.
Wait, don't tell the story now.
I'm not. I'm
okay.
just saying, in Virginia, these kids, I'm sorry I called. Well, y'all are still soft. But
these kids.
No, these kids are hard, bro. These are some serious kids. These kids would have been okay back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. These kids still bring it. But they're over in Virginia. We'll talk about their crazy Fight Club.
Were they arrested?
Man, they're kids, no.
Juvenile detention.
But their parents might get it after we found out about a little gambling on the side and things
wow,
of that nature.
that's. I mean, if your kids are going to be in a Fight Club, you might as well bet on it. You know?
And I'm going to give a PSA. Have you ever heard of car surfing?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy, but it's like a new TikTok fad. And kids are dying all over the place. So stop car surfing.
Wow, you're telling
Parents-
me if you stand on top of a car while it drives, you could die? That's crazy.
Yeah, I
don't believe that.
know. It is, but it is something.
That's nuts. No way.
Yes, in fact, a lot
Well
of people
thought
are
out,
putting
kids.
PSAs.
Good decision making.
Man, I will say though, those are not the best things to think
But
about.
my video might get 100,000 likes versus your life.
It's a good way to put it because they're all videotaping it.
That's right.
Yeah, the videos are absolutely
And if I
scary.
die, that'll get even more. No, that's morbid. I apologize.
Good apology. Again, everybody needs protection. Please don't car surf because I ain't gonna lie to you. State Farm ain't gonna insure you on car surfing. You know what I mean? But they'll insure your car and everything else. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and your good neighbor is Bob Simpson. Again, he can buckle you up with auto insurance, back your life up with health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, State Farm. My man, Bob Simpson. Back in 2 shakes. It's time to talk with Jay Ham. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Listen in for the Showboat Showcase. on Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Greg and Eli will talk with guests from the Memphis Showboats and give you a chance to win tickets to upcoming games.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Looking for a new lawnmower? Golf Cars of Hernando has the Gravely line of zero-turn lawnmowers in stock, and they work on them. Looking for a new golf cart? Golf Cars of Hernando has Yamaha and Star brands of golf carts in stock, and they also service most makes and models of golf cars. Financing is available with applicable credit at Golf Cars of Hernando. Call today, 662-429-1566, 662-429-1566. Golf Cars of Hernando.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Memorial Day sale, May 26th through June 5th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, June 10th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Italian Tuesday, spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $8.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $10.95. And veggie plate, $9.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. Jay Ham is in the house, and it is a Friday. Hope everybody's going to have a wonderful weekend. Italian Fest, by the way, was bumping last night.
You went to iFest?
Bro, I watched that game, and then I went outside on my porch for a minute, and I was like, I heard that going on, and I was like, hold up, man. Got a couple friends with some tents over there. Might have to stop by for like a little 30 seconds, see what's going on with the Italian Fest. But, yeah, man, it was, it's nice to be able to, like, walk over there instead of have to drive because it's that close. So, but yet it's also, that's why you hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's definitely loud.
At what point in the evening did you decide to make the adventure over?
About 2 minutes after the game.
Okay, so you saw the whole game.
Oh, God, yes, of course. Man, this is, no. I wasn't missing the game. I watched the whole game. I just didn't need to hear all of them talk about it afterwards.
I mean, you beat me because I only saw 3/4 of it, but that's all I needed to see.
Man, I'll tell you one thing, that fourth quarter scared me to death because I had, minus the 8.5.
I figured it was for
and they cut that junt to 10. They cut that junt to 10, and I'm going, oh my gosh, they make another bucket, I'm gonna lose. And then still they won by 11. But if when Jokic blocked the other kid, what's the other dude whose name looks like Nikola Jovic?
Nikola Jovic, that's right.
So Jovic gets blocked by Jokic, and that also helped save my little butt right there at the end. And then they just dribbled it out. Because, man, I'm telling you something. I was going to cry. I wasn't going to go to the Italian Fest. I was going to go in my room and cry because I had led the whole damn game, was covering. And then to get a backdoor cover like that would make me cry. So I'm very blessed. So I had to go eat some Jell-O shots and things like that.
Yeah, that's a great way to kind of, break that anxiety down.
Yes, it is. Get you ripe and ready for a little Friday. But, man, I'll tell you one thing, man. Do you think that basketball game last night is going to be any way reflective of this series going forward? Because I kind of have that feeling like, listen, I mean, I know what Jokic is. He's an assist machine, a rebound machine, a point-scoring machine. He is just awesome. I know what Murray is. I know, how awesome Aaron Gordon is. The Heat look just so undersized. But I will say, the other thing is, I looked at how bad you had Caleb Martin, you had Strus, and Duncan Robinson. They combined for 6 points in that game. 6 points on 23 shots. I just think to myself, man, they should play halfway normal. This game's a little bit tighter.
For Denver, too big, pause.
Too big. They are big.
They're big. I have to add the pause. Too long, another pause. Too skilled. When you got dudes that's 6'10", they can do everything. And they got a few. Aaron Gordon can do pretty much everything. Michael Porter Jr. can pretty much do everything. Jokic can do everything.
Everything for real.
Jeff Green can do everything.
Shit, Brown, man. What can Brown do for you?
Again, they're healthy for the first time, as a complete faction. Mm-hmm. So now we start to see the beauty of their execution. Now, we take it back a series.
And how well they're put together.
And how well they're put together, how well their team is constructed, how well they're coached.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of the coaching end, I want to go back a series to the East Finals. I want to go back to Game 6, late third quarter, when Spo decided to go zone. People, fans, we can identify zone. Yeah, we can see, 2-3, 1-3-1, 2-1-2, whatever the zone is. It's about 85 to 90% people that can identify it. They don't know how to attack it. And attacking a zone from just a conventional basketball standpoint is way different than how you would attack it in the NBA because of the time. You only have 16 seconds when you get the ball across half court to run your offense in the NBA. And if you're playing with guys who grew up in this game not knowing how to attack zones because they didn't play zone. They didn't play it as a defense, so they weren't playing it, in terms of being – that's what happened with Boston in that sense.
And even more so, a reason why for that is their zone is so versatile. You don't know which guy. A lot of times they'll set like a ball screen. They don't know which guy to screen. And there's so many different variations to what they're doing in that zone. And like you said, the time is such a factor that you don't have time to figure out what it is and then do it again because by the time that runs around, the possession is over.
No possession.
And so they're so effective effective. And that's honestly a statement for the Heat's defense as well. Their man defense is so much like a zone because they're playing in these gaps and going over there and helping. And then the next guy comes over there. Their whole defense is like zone. That's why it's so versatile like that. I feel like Denver missing open shots last night might be more indicative of what's to come rather than the Heat missing shots being indicative of them missing shots down to come in the season.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that, but I also don't think that Denver's going to continue to miss at that rate.
Yeah, no, neither do
because
I.
They ended up shooting 50% overall.
They only shot 30% from the three-point line.
Right, they were rough from
Michael
three.
Porter was 2 for 4 in the first quarter and then was 0 for 7 the rest of the game.
But we're looking at it from three, but they manufacture easy buckets with how they use their play action. You get Jokic on the top.
I mean, Jokic had 6 assists in the first quarter.
He had 10 at the half.
He's just
he had 10 at the half with only 3 field goal attempts. But he's at the top of the key, and they're setting back screen action to get action flowing back to the hole. You get Aaron Gordon by himself. You get KCP by himself. Flowing to the hole.
You also got to think, too, the Nuggets are at their best when they're playing transition.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat are missing a lot of shots, so they're getting a lot of transition opportunities to push the ball up the floor.
Downhill.
So if the Heat's best characteristic, I think, is their half-court defense. So you throw in a few more makes for the Heat going to next game, whole different landscape of a basketball game because now you're preventing Denver from getting and going fast and Jokic getting the ball and going in transition, and you're setting up your best quality as a basketball team. So very well, the tide could turn in a very big way in games going forward.
Now, the difference in the shots, especially with threes, from what we saw the Nuggets miss last night and what the Celtics were missing in Game 6 and 7, and even the other ones that they lost in that series, is where the pass comes from and where the catch is made has to be in complete rhythm. These dudes really only shoot jumpers in 7 spots on the floor where they work. You got the corner, you got your elbows, you got the 2 spots at the top, and then you got the direct center at the top of the key. That's really only where the spots they're shooting from, and they're used to catching this from a shooting machine, which is coming from basically the center, whether it's the front of the rim, top of the key. So it's one play in particular where Jokic got the rock, and he wasn't that directly. He was on the block, but he kind of flowed to the middle, toward the middle of the basket, and he was about to shoot, and he saw Bruce Brown on the wing over in the elbow. He swung it over. It was almost like no look. He was like he was looking at the basket, but he saw him at the peripheral, and he swung it over, and he was wide open. Duncan got there late, tried to contest, but he was late. Clean look, knocked it down. All of that was like shooting machine action. They make those. This is why they're here. This is why you can't double Jokic. Take it back with Boston. They're getting the similar looks, but they're not catching them in the same spot. Tatum shooting shots that he normally doesn't work on.
Off the dribble,
also,
too.
Because the clock is winding down. They're not running offense that's conducive to attacking that zone coverage. And it's not fully zone always. It's the NBA. They're going to use both principles.
It's a matchup.
Yeah, it's the matchup zone. They're going to use zone principles and matchup principles within it. And you got 16 seconds to get a shot out of it. And you got 2 coaches in this series who are the best in terms of using their personnel to make the adjustments. This is why they continue to be contenders year in, year out. Think about it with
Which is
Miami.
also why I think the series is going to go like 6 or 7 games.
I think it's going to go 6.
You know?
I think it's going to go 6, and Miami's going to make it fun.
Because like you just said, you used the word manufacture, and it's a great word because Eric Spoelstra and just the way the Heat are unselfish and willing to play, they manufacture a lot of wins and a lot of effective basketball just with scheme alone.
Yeah.
On top of Jimmy Butler being one of the best players in the world.
Well, I mean, their culture in terms of how hard they work anyway. This is going back to when, they first got
They're
Wade.
like the only team that still does NBA preseason where they're running sprints baseline to baseline and doing all that other crap. Literally the only team anymore.
Give them some credit for how they rebuild after the era of LeBron and Wade and Bosh and those guys too, because they went about it in a way they were going to have to manufacture. We're going to find some guys that we know we can hoop. There's plenty of undrafted dudes that can hoop. This is why there's 7 undrafted players. That's why the narrative's really kind of run its course.
Said.
It's run its course though, because it's like okay, they're undrafted.
These
Don't
guys
mean
are
they
good.
can't. They can't mean they can't play.
Especially a guy like Duncan. And
I was
also,
gonna
they've
say,
been starting all year.
They're making bank, too.
They are.
Duncan got paid.
And that's the thing. Is
Right.
Duncan's already had a stint in the playoffs with the Heat in the finals and all that stuff,
So
too.
he's accustomed to the run.
And he wasn't even playing until Tyler Hero got hurt.
Now, speaking of Hero getting hurt, they say they're trying to get him ready and come back for game 2. Can he really make that big of a difference?
He can.
Well, how does that
don't know.
affect
After
their
you
game?
come off, I'm just saying, again, he's had a hand injury. He's trying to come back early.
Telling you, man.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but man, if you don't stroke it, you might lose it.
It could affect their game negatively too.
It could affect them negatively
because they could use his shot making. He's a great scorer, all that stuff. But their defense went to the next level
when he went out.
And it just wasn't happening until then either. Maybe it was more minutes to Duncan Robinson. Maybe it's more minutes to these other guys, these other supporting characters that are now getting more minutes, that are better defenders than Tyler Hero. They might not have the offensive talent, certainly can't create off the dribble the way that he can, but they're playing these roles so well. I mean, it's more complicated than if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's kind of what it comes down to. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Your defense is rolling at a certain level that it was not rolling before.
It might not have to fix it, but they'll have to tweak it without question. If they bring him back.
But then if you lose the series, which could happen if he plays anyway, then you're subject. I mean, they're not concerned about criticism, but you are subject to all that criticism. You held out Tyler Hero and you lost the series. If you would have played, you would have won, or vice versa.
I mean,
ain't nobody thinking in the whole wide world Tyler Hero is the difference between them winning a championship.
I mean, he could be because this is the dude that. He can get.
Seventh pick in the draft. I
don't know if you know this, but they got through the Bucks, the Knicks, and the Celtics, and they did it without the Hero.
I'm on your side. I think their defense is better without him.
And
he's a great player, though.
I think they're better.
I mean,
but it's like we're talking about
stroker.
It's like we're talking about with the Nuggets, though. They're constructed really well. Their pieces fit together well and complement one another. Sometimes a great player doesn't complement what you need to do to be successful.
It's true.
And, maybe they're just better without it. Doesn't mean he's not good. Doesn't mean he can't be good if he goes somewhere else, let's say. But for right now, the way they're playing, that's how they're going to win the championship if they were to do so.
Denver's defense, is it underrated?
Very.
Heck yeah.
I mean, because, all you hear about is their offense. All you talk about, everybody talks about just the way they, play offensively.
And Jokic's box score, Jamal Murray scores 50 points or something.
Yeah.
But those two, KCP and Aaron Gordon, are two incredible defensive players.
And Jokic is extremely underrated. He busts his tail back and always gets in the zone, and you forget he collects so many rebounds. That's part of the defensive possession is getting the ball back to start offense.
Not great in the ball screen, though.
He ain't great. I'm not saying, but man, he's always down there, and he's always putting his big old butt on the other dude when they're shooting a three or something and getting a rebound, and that's underrated for what he does.
The idea with him,
people say it's stat stuffing,
but people want to the idea is to go and challenge him and make him work on the defensive end.
Man, you got Gordon coming from the backside blocking shots.
You can do that, but they're working as a unit defensively. Mm-hmm. They remind me of 2011 Dallas in a sense with their way, how they kind of, I ain't gonna say they hid dirt, but they protected dirt.
That's a great comparison too, because that's the only other time it's been like one quote unquote star winning the championship by himself.
Right. But he got some good dudes around him that, are great on-ball defenders, and they run a great scheme, with him. So it's one of those, they're versatile with their scheme, like how Dallas was, like how Dallas was able to do with LeBron.
Great example.
In that regard. And I remember Tyson Chandler said it on one of the podcasts. He said that him and Deshaun Stevenson were saying then, they were just watching Dirk and shoot around like, we just got to get him there.
That's right.
We get him there, and he'll take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? Right. We get him there, we're good.
So you made that comparison. That means the Heat will win this championship, and then in 6 years, the Heat will fire Eric Spoelstra like the Mavs fired Rick Carlisle 6 years after winning the championship.
Oh, he just I mean, and by the way, replacing him with Kidd.
J. Kidd.
That's just that's not an
great
upgrade,
point guard,
man.
Though. He's a Hall of Famer.
A great point guard, great player. But by the way, what Jimmy Butler was not Jimmy Butler last night. That's another thing. I mean, he wasn't aggressive. I don't know if he got a little bit, maybe thought he was taking a sativa edible and ate an indica, but it wasn't playoff Jimmy last night. I could also expect to see a little bit more aggressive Jimmy, a little playoff Jimmy. I'm telling you, I thought this thing I thought it was going in 5. I didn't bet on the series because I said I had to see the first game.
5-6.
Ain't doing that. But now I'm thinking this thing is like, Jay, I think this thing's definitely going to get to 6 at least because, I mean, Miami's going to come up there and get it. They're going to get a couple.
Regardless of it's 2-0 Sunday night or 1-1, I think we'll get 6 out of it.
Because they ain't even played in Miami yet.
Yeah, well, I said once that
Yeah.
sucker, I was going to say, man, when that thing goes to Miami and Jimmy, that's his bleeping city, right? That's his bleeping city.
And he's him.
And
But
he is him.
As much as we put it on with Jimmy, you touched on it in the first part of it. Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, those dudes got to come. They got to come with
They got to bring a lot more than they brought.
Because,
That's
I mean,
for
but
damn sure.
that's just how championships are won, though.
Mm-hmm.
Your role guys have to start in their role, especially this time of year. It's just part of the whole deal. Aaron Gordon started his role last night.
Very much so.
KCP was Denver gave what I call balanced breakfast. That's what we call it at 94 Feet of Life.
Oh, I love a good balanced breakfast.
Balanced breakfast. You know, you got a little bit of something every
Aaron Gordon came out hot as firecrackers starting off.
You got 3 dudes with double-doubles.
Lucky Charms.
But, man, by the way, also, though, but look where Jokic passes the ball to get it to his players.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, when you're getting the ball under the block, and I missed it, Jay, damn it.
That's okay.
But it must have been funny because y'all are cracking up over there. But, man, where Jokic gets the ball to, like, Aaron Gordon and to Michael Porter, and like you said, he's the best passer. I mean, I'm telling you, man, I think this dude is a better passer than John Stockton.
He makes it that much. Those type of passes are I don't really fall for the cliche too much of he makes guys better because you can't make the shot for the guy, but you can provide the guy with the best opportunity.
Man, you know
That's what
Porter's
he
a
does.
catch and shoot guy. He gets him right
That's
there,
what he
catch and
does.
shoot. He gets it over to KCP in the corner. Bam, Brown in the corner. Murray cutting. Murray gets it back to Jokic to hit a 3. Like they're just very unselfish.
And
the ball's moving. They always like last night. And I think it was Van Gundy who was saying this, and he's right. Jokic did not make a bad basketball play with the ball in his hands. Like he did not turn it over. He did not do anything stupid. I mean, he was on point all damn night.
You know,
he made the proper basketball play.
You're right, John. And for as much as we're saying, for as much as I've said especially, that I think this goes like 6 or 7 games, it so very easily could be like 4 or 5 because of how good the Nuggets are and how good Jokic is. Like what exactly
and Mike
what
Malone
you're saying
also
right there.
does stay up their butt.
great.
And
He's
he's
a great
great at
coach.
that. He's also all he does is scream about defense on the sideline. Have you notice that?
And that's what they need too.
Because they can play. They know how to run that offense. He's always scream. Like when he's calling a timeout, it is because he's pissed off about something about defense. Yeah. Man, I got to take a quick break. We're coming back with more Jay Ham on the other side. We got to also talk about Adam Silver's comments that did not look good for Memphis Grizzlies fans and sure as hell didn't look good for Ja Morant. They're on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We're right in the middle of spring and summer's knocking at the door. And what's that I hear? You don't have a pool? Well, Family Leisure's happy to solve that issue for you because they have the lowest prices on pools in town. Plus, you can get a free liner upgrade during this pool sale. Want a spa? All spas in stock are up to $1,000 off. You want a play gym for the kids? They're on sale for under $2,000, and you can get special financing on any of those deals. Now, when you go to Family Leisure and you pick out what you want, I want you to tell that friendly salesperson, I heard on the radio I can get half off my installation. And that's true. You mentioned you heard this ad on radio, and you can get half off any installation. Pools, spas, play gyms, any installation. Don't go another year without. Get to Family Leisure, get a great deal, and get half off installation when you mention this ad. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Five Ash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Saturday, June 10th, the Breakers take on your Showboats for a Boats Blue Out.
We can't wait to have you for the USFL.
Bring the whole family to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Make sure to wear Showboats Blue and get a free rally towel while supplies last.
Into the end zone, wide open, touchdown!
Fantastic seats get you right next to the action for just $10.
And the Showboats chug right back into this game.
Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan. I got my man Jay Ham in the house. We've been talking a lot of NBA Finals, Nuggets, and the Heat. Game is on Sunday. If you didn't know this, the line. Right now, the Nuggets are an 8.5-point favorite.
Wow.
Over the Miami Heat. That is Sunday at 7 p.m. The total is 214.5. It came down 5 points from the other one.
Wow.
But it should have because they only finished with 197 points in that game.
Mm-hmm, sure did.
197 points was all they got. But, man, everybody thinks they're going to shoot a little bit better. I mean, Caleb Martin, like you said, he was – what was Caleb Martin? He scored 3 points, so he did have one. I'll tell you
Caleb
right
Martin
now.
was 1 of 7.
1 of 7.
Max Strus was 0 of 10.
And my man Duncan?
1 of 6.
You, sir, are a great producer, especially on a Friday.
John, but all of that was cast under an umbrella, which is Adam Silver talking before the game about the possibility of the suspension of John Morant.
That is correct, sir. And I'm not going to lie to you. The whole clip of Adam Silver talking about it, talking about the investigation is over and they reached the conclusion, and the whole additional information has been found, made my stomach hurt and me get scared. And my first thought was, oh my goodness, maybe they got another picture of what happened against the Indiana Pacers. And they could prove that he, instead of it being a laser pointer, that it was attached to the gun. That is the worst case scenario, I feel like, in my mind. And that would freak me out because then that would be a year. That would be in an NBA arena. That'd be horrible. But then you have also another side of me thinks that, well, maybe they just basically can finish their investigation, proved that in the second video that he was holding a gun, and that's the additional information that they've concluded that, yes, in that Instagram post or whatever the hell it was, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, that, you can look at it in two ways. The only thing we have to do now is just wait for the finals to end because we aren't going to find out anything until it did give me a cause for pause. It did make me extremely nervous. But again, there's other things out there that make me think that this can't be that bad because let's not forget, Miles Bridges only got 30 games.
Right.
And he was a felony domestic, dude, what he did is disgusting, and he only got 30 games.
Right.
Ja did not get charged with a felony. He did not. And again,
it was conduct detrimental.
Detrimental. It's not something they want the young superstars, especially the face of the league, going out there and promoting the game of basketball. Adam Silver does not want that at all, period. I get that. But if it's literally, if the additional information is that they can prove in the second video it's a gun, you can't go over 20 games. You can't even go over 16.
And to reiterate something I heard from a couple of our peers a few weeks back in regards to this subject, they also have a business aspect of looking at this thing.
That's all they looking at.
Because when it comes to John Morant, you have what they call in the professional wrestling world a draw. He's going to draw in opposing arenas.
Yep, that's a good point.
And you also want to make sure that he's still in line for his postseason accolades and things of that nature. If you can, work that in that way. And you have the precedents. Like you said, we got a dude who got 30 games for pleading no contest to a felony domestic assault.
Yeah, which is, it was not.
What is the record number of games suspension-wise for conduct detrimental?
I don't know.
For something that's
I have
not
no idea.
legal.
Do you know?
Yeah, for something that where the law wasn't broken.
I honestly don't know.
I don't think it's 25.
I just know that.
O.J. Mayo, this is not conduct detrimental. This is for smoking weed, 164 games.
But then
hold on.
I don't even think
this was also before the weed days were cool.
And that was more than weed.
Well, right, that was more than that's right.
Yeah,
that was like a lot of strikes.
Yeah.
But again, man, just don't say see these young little stony entrepreneurs out here don't even know how good they got it now.
Yeah, but it's like the presidents that you have, because I'm seeing people talk about, well, he might not be, it might be a whole year. I'm like, for what? Unless, it's
again,
that you
worst
said.
case scenario, they went back and did some more digging, and they were able to prove something horrible with the Pacers incident.
But just what we have on the surface?
But just kind of like logically, I feel like the additional information is about basically the whole new case.
Or maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe you found some extra stuff about the mall incident, or
man, that's cheap.
But that's still conduct detrimental.
Latrell Sprewell, 68 games for beating up PJ Carlesimo, strangling him, leaving, 15 minutes later coming back and sucker punching him.
PJ just didn't press charges, but that's assault. That's against the law.
68 games.
Yeah, that's against the law. And this is like 3
I
or 4
say
CDAs prior to where we at now, too. So
Steven Jackson, 30 games for the Malice in the Palace.
Fight.
I will also say, I heard, none of the teammates actually jumped in to really break that up. So I think a lot of people want to strangle PJ.
Jermaine O'Neal, 25 for that.
The same fight with Steven Jackson.
Carmelo, 15 for fighting.
I remember when he hit Marty Collins.
That was funny.
And that's really it. 15 games. That's the 6th longest. I don't know how old this thing is.
And this is with strict David Stern.
Right.
That we talking
See, I'm
about.
thinking this has got to be around 15 then.
Hito Turkoglu somehow got suspended for 20 games. I wonder why.
I'm just hoping that the additional information is one simple thing.
You want to know something funny?
It's basically the video that he released is the additional information.
You want to know something funny?
It can't be, though.
Why can't it be?
Because that would be him saying additional information is no additional information.
Well, I'm just saying it. He's talking about from the
Don't
first
be
time
very
that he
corporate of him.
If you look at it, you can interpret it in two ways. He's talking about he could have been talking about from the time that I met with Ja Morant and the last time we did this discipline. There's more additional information that has come out, and that additional information is the IG.
I see.
Or it could be, of course I know about the IG. That's why I'm investigating, and additional information has been found.
Maybe so.
You can interpret it both ways. I don't know I don't know I don't know him that well. I'm just saying.
I see.
Like if it was my girl, I know I'd usually take it in negative light.
Right.
Because she usually tries to put a little more sunshine on things when I'm about to get the hammer.
But Commish Silver, we don't know that.
We don't know if that's how he is. I don't know him that intimate. You know what I'm saying?
I got a funny story with this though. The first video, right? The one that's in Colorado, when he had the girl on him and the whole deal. One of my co-hosts, my guy Trav, he posted that video with the picture and the whole deal in our 94 Feet of Life Facebook group. They banned my man 30 days for posting it. He actually got suspended longer from Facebook than John got suspended.
No way.
Oh, yeah, those social medias, they'll get you, man.
That is crazy.
They're strict with that stuff. And so they don't even have to see it. Like,
But
their
you
algorithm
can put,
alerts
hold
you
on.
to it. It's crazy.
You can put videos of kids car surfing
As
and
long as
not
they
get
don't die.
suspended.
As long as they don't die, yeah.
Well, no, the one I watched last night, the kid fell off and found out he didn't make it.
Well, maybe they do die too then. I don't know.
You actually watch those car crash toxic videos.
Man, I can't help it. I follow crazy vids and idiot CPP and Clown World. I can't help it. That stuff is like
But
horrible.
they gave my man John only got 8 games, which they don't play. They play more than 8 games in 30 days. So I say, yes, you realize you got suspended longer than John. He had to think about it. He's like, you're right.
Man, that is wild. All right, tell everybody where you're at, how we can find you.
94 Feet of Life group on Facebook is where you can find me mostly. Sometimes you can find me on Twitter lurking at 94 Feet Historian. You can find our content, youtube.com/@94 Feet of Life. We're going to do a show this Sunday pregame. Don't know what time yet. We ain't decided. We just subscribe to 94 Feet of Life on Facebook. Turn your notifications on. You know we are.
Bang, bang, boom. It's that easy. And plus, don't forget, J-Ham joins me every single Friday right here. We're taking a quick break. We got Hardwood on the other side because it feels so good.
Frank Vogel going to Phoenix. See
yeah,
that
that's
right there
right.
on the screen.
That's crazy.
Frankie's back. Really? That's who the Suns went with? Ah, not bad. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
In my head, but it's not me.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Douglas is a real Prevagen user and paid testimonialist.
My name is Douglas. I'm 79 and I live in Chicago. I'm a writer, director. I used to be a marathon runner. Now I'm a walker. In the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. Memory became a factor. As everyone gets older, where did I put my keys? But I had to get help to stay competitive. I happened across Prevagen, and I started taking it. I saw myself having an improved memory, which at the same time, I felt better about myself. I could not be doing what I'm doing today had it not been for Prevagen.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life. Prevagen is available in stores everywhere. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who were cognitively normal or mildly impaired, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. Thank you to Jay Ham on the other side. We talked everything from Adam Silver, Ja Morant, NBA Finals as the Nuggets won Game 1, 104-93, low-scoring affair, only 197 points. Next game, though, is the total is 214.5, and the Nuggets are, again, 8.5-point favorites. Now, we're going to go to Hardwood because it feels just so dead gum good. And I got some weird stuff today. Shocking. Shocking. I hope Jay has some good stories. If we have time, we also might get to one of Jay Morgan's famous games.
I don't think they're famous, John.
They're getting famous.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. They're like, this is probably going to project you into a new career where you're a game show host creator.
A host and a creator?
A host and a creator.
Wow.
Like, you got this, man.
Maybe.
Are you going to be the Pat Sajak of...
Well, he didn't create the game.
How do you know?
What do you mean?
I don't mean, how do you know?
Because he didn't.
Okay, all right. Well, you know these things, I guess. It is time to get in.
Because I know.
Because you know. It is time to get into a little Hardwood. And again, it's already the afternoon. It's 12:07 right now. You know what that means? You can go by and get you a nice little lunch, maybe a little martini lunch. Make sure you make it with Tito's handmade vodka. I mean, if you wanted to make it dirty with a little olive juice, or you wanted to make it dry with a little vermouth, maybe you want to, maybe cosmopolitan, throw a little lime juice and a little cranberry in there. The key is vodka. The best spirit in the world is Tito's handmade vodka. Again, and if life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Maybe you're a Heat fan. You feel a little bit sad today. Don't worry, it's just game one. And go make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Crafted and distilled right here in the United States. It ain't Russian vodka, ain't French vodka. It's American vodka. Stilled and distilled down in Austin, Texas. Get your Tito's on today and all weekends. Now, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
All right, I got bad news about AI. You know, this AI stuff is scaring me, right?
Allen Iverson?
Yes.
The question?
What?
The answer?
The answer. I was about to say, why'd you call him the question?
He's the answer.
He is the answer. Little man took the 76ers to the finals where Joel Embiid's big old butt with James Harden's beard can't get him there. Allen Iverson, though, willed his team all the way to the finals.
Couldn't win, though.
And the best person he had was, what, Snow? And I ain't talking about Blow.
No, Eric Snow.
Eric, yes.
No,
PJ. No, Eric Snow.
Yeah.
You okay? It's not JT
I'm
Snow.
thinking, no, you're right. It wasn't a good roster.
It was a horrible roster, but Allen Iverson, he was the answer.
Uh-huh.
Better than, again, Embiid. Now.
Is that right?
About AI. So we have some serious
Same amount of
issues.
MVPs, right?
Huh?
I have one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Allen Iverson was treated so bad here in Memphis.
Yeah. 4 games, right?
I don't even remember.
It was like 3 games.
It was not many. But this is very important, okay? This is about our safety.
Okay.
All right, so there's this little dude out there, okay? And he is the head of the United States Air Force artificial intelligence, blah, 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 blah.
Ooh.
He's in charge of
Say
the
that blah,
future
blah part
combat
again.
air and space capabilities for the United States Air Force. Okay, so artificial like his job is to integrate military weaponry with artificial intelligence and also a human operator who can give the final decision, yes or no, to kill that target. So they're trying to, like it's all artificial intelligence. They'll find the targets, bing, bang, boom. Then when it's time to kill it, yes or no.
Right.
But see, the thing is, the
What if they go
artificial
rogue?
intelligence, so this is what they did. They set it all up. They did a whole, like, fake war games. And, they have targets. And, like, the AI people would, 90% positive this is the target. And then, the human, they get graded. Who the human operator, yes or no. If you kill something, that's, just like your buddy, that's not a good thing. You get negative points.
Friendly fire.
But in the AI thing, it's still on a mission. It's its target. And when it identifies it, it wants to kill it. So this target operator, the guy who was operating it, told the AI machine a couple times no. So guess what the drone did?
Killed it anyway.
Turned around, came back, killed the operator, took down all the communications that to get to the little thing, and then all the machines went in there and killed everything. It's not a very good simulation.
Oh, but it didn't actually kill anybody.
No, because amen, it was a simulation.
Thank God. No, that's right.
Hey, the artificial intelligence didn't know this wasn't the real world.
Right.
But yeah, it was a simulation, and it went way south really quickly.
That's horrifying.
And the quote, what do they call them? The Reaper drones or whatever they were shooting. Man, they came back and blew up all of our facilities and then went back and blew up other things.
That's terrifying, John.
That is terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude.
It went rogue.
It went rogue with the quickness.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
I don't either, dude. I miss Beta now. Or VHS.
Oh, VHS. Betamax, you mean.
I miss Blockbusters, man.
Oh, I miss Blockbuster, too. Blockbuster Twitter's been active lately. They've been trolling Netflix because, Netflix is cracking down on people sharing passwords with one another and signing in on multiple devices. And so Blockbuster's saying, we didn't care who you shared the movie with as long as you brought it back on time.
That is true.
That's right.
Also, it's a great place to go and roam, you're walking in, because you'd walk up and down the aisles for 30 minutes.
Last weekend,
everybody's just sitting on their fat butts.
I found a video store. It's called
Black Lodge.
Yeah, the Black something. Is that what
Black
it's called?
Lodge. Yeah.
Yeah, over
it's
there
the only
by,
video store in Memphis.
Over there by Crosstown Concourse.
Yep, exactly. You just found that?
I went there for the first time this past weekend. The place is awesome.
Yes, it is.
They have
so glad
events.
you found
They
it.
have events and stuff like that on Saturday mornings. They serve sugar cereal and you watch cartoons. Sounds awesome, man.
Yes, it is. I would tell you one thing.
They have Mario Kart tournaments.
Eat a couple edibles, man. Go in there and you'll fit right in.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Do you know Angel Reese?
Yeah, the basketball player.
Dude, she's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, natty.
She won a national title. She was the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And now she's appeared in a rap video with Cardi B.
Wow.
Bro, does it get it? Oh, and she saw the White House people.
Wow, but Cardi B.
And talked trash to the White House people.
But Cardi B, she's in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Is she really?
I think she's in 10 or 9. They all run together.
Well, then I got a great thing for you. You know what The Rock came out and said yesterday?
Oh, I saw this, but I didn't see what he said.
He said that he's buried his beef with Vin Diesel, and he will be in the next Fast and the Furious. He's back, baby.
Yeah, Vin Diesel was recently vindicated in their beef. How about that?
Oh, he didn't say that.
I know.
He just said he buried it.
But The Rock refused to do something else recently, beefing with somebody for the same reason that the alleged beef with Vin Diesel happened, which is because The Rock said he doesn't do anything as second or equal fiddle. If he's in a movie, he's the main star. But, the Fast and Furious center around Vin Diesel's character. The Rock can't just come in and be the star.
And Jason Momoa wasn't the star.
Right.
Are you that big, man? In The Rock, you're over 50 years old, man.
Exactly.
You better take anything you can get, son, because I'm going to tell you, the getting ain't going to be all that good once you get over that hill.
And The Rock just had the same beef with somebody else, which vindicates Vin Diesel. Apparently, what he was saying was the truth.
And you want to know something crazy? Last night, somehow I ended up flipping through like some old school, I was just actually channel surfing. I'm trying to go to bed, and I came across, and it was Baywatch.
Oh, the movie?
No, the show, from 1996 and 97, and it's got Pam Anderson, CJ, and I was looking how hot all these women were in Baywatch.
Running slowly on the beach.
And I was watching how horrible the storyline was.
Oh, awful storyline.
And they made 5 seasons of this stuff with 20 episodes, and people watched it every weekend.
That's right.
It was amazing. They didn't have Twitter back then. They didn't have.
Bad show.
It's so bad. But you know what it made me start thinking? So I started looking up all the girls who were stars on Baywatch, running in their bikinis, looking hot.
Pam Anderson.
Pam Anderson's one of them, and there's she was CJ, and then there's a bunch of them. I can't remember, but I found it yesterday. I didn't mean to bring this to the table today.
The Hoff.
But
he's not a girl.
No, can I just tell you something? 97 wasn't all that long ago. You know what I mean?
It wasn't.
Just 26 years ago. And in 26 years, you can go from looking like in a bikini bod, life is really good, to holy hell, everybody looks horrible. Only got a few years left, man. I gotta suck it up.
Not everybody ages that way, John.
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe stars age worse, but
no, it's person by person.
No, well, every one of these people had it bad, and they used to have it really good.
Dang.
I would say
Father Time, John.
Father Time's undefeated, man.
Undefeated. Can't stop it.
How come I got on the Baywatch story?
I don't know, but I'm so glad you did.
Oh, I got one more good story. Why was I talking about channel surfing? Were we talking about movies?
Yeah, you were talking about I was talking about the Fast and Furious. He was in one of
the
beef between The Rock and Vin Diesel.
I'm just saying The Rock better enjoy this. I don't care how many steroids
The Rock
he's
was
shooting.
in the Baywatch remake movie,
Was he really?
Yeah, with Zac Efron.
Oh, well, he's not going to age gracefully then. It's just
Zac Efron already isn't.
Maybe it's a Baywatch curse. Maybe it's like once you go in there.
Well, The Rock is juiced up,
Oh, I know. But, I mean, again, it's still eventually, I don't care how many steroids he's shooting. Eventually, Father Time, like I said, is undefeated. So enjoy whatever you can get. Second fiddle in Fast and the Furious, you better take it.
That's right.
Now, Taylor Swift, you know who she is, right? They call her Tay-Tay.
T-Swizzy.
Isn't it Tay-Tay?
Sure.
Well, I swear that's what I thought they called her.
I'm sure I've heard Tay-Tay before, but she has so many nicknames. She's the biggest star in the world, John, except for Beyonce.
Well, you know she does 3-hour concerts, right?
Yo, it's a marathon.
So have you seen now the new thing at the Taylor Swift concerts where adults are wearing diapers to her concerts because they don't want to miss one song?
Oh, great use of Depends.
There's adults taking pictures all over the place in their adult diapers. They're just peeing themselves. Probably getting a rash.
Well, not necessarily.
To listen to Tay-Tay.
Just in case they have them.
I don't know if you know this. I've been to a lot of festivals, been to a ton of concerts. Tons.
Uh-huh.
I go to like 15 a year at least.
Right.
On a bad year.
Right.
I ain't ever put on Depends. One song I can miss.
Something to think about,
I can find a dead-gum tree or a corner or guess what?
A
urinal.
Or a urinal.
I hate those porta-johns, man. They are so gross. I can hold it if I have to. I hate the porta-john. I'd rather... Oof.
At the golf tournament there, this is very different than a concert.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely different than a concert,
The golf
buddy.
tournament are pretty nice.
Let me tell you something. The urinals at the festival I went to down in New Orleans were the nastiest things in the world. I opened up the door, and then I just turned and ran the other way, and I threw up, and I found a tree.
That's one of my nightmares. If hell is real, I imagine, and if I go there...
You're going to hang in a urinal?
No, it's going to be like being at an event like that and then having like explosive diarrhea, and like you have no... like that's hell on earth.
That
like,
is actually...
To have to go
point.
into one of those urinals and like you can't hold it. It's terrible.
Now, I got to ask, I don't know Tay-Tay songs. Are they that good where they can't miss one damn song in a 3-hour concert?
They're very catchy. She's one of a kind.
Tell me.
You're not
sing
going to
me-
find me speaking bad about her on
Sing
the
one
radio.
lyric to a Tay-Tay song.
I don't want to do that.
Do you have one?
I love singing all the time on the radio, but I don't want to do that.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I don't want to do that.
All right. I'll let you tell me a story.
All right. John, a man in Washington shot himself buying an illegal gun.
What?
Yeah, officers were called to the scene around 4 a.m. in Washington, responding to the reports of a man with a gunshot wound. Security guard, he's going around the area. He sees a 42-year-old man with a gunshot wound in his inner thigh, and they wrapped his leg up in a tourniquet, took him in an ambulance, and he said that he was in the area to buy a firearm. Well, it's a desolate parking lot there. There's nowhere to do one, so they gathered he was buying an illegal gun, and he shot himself with it. In the leg, though, so not like a fatal shot. He wasn't trying to kill himself or anything. But yeah.
So he pulled a Plaxico Burress.
Plaxico,
but he
but that was
in a
in a
nightclub.
strip club, yeah.
By the way, you think anybody went to, what is it, Wile E. Coyotes up in Denver last night?
I think it's worse if you
Shotgun Willie's.
Shotgun
Willie's.
Willie's.
That's where Ja went,
That's
right?
right.
You think Jimmy Buckets was in Shotgun Willie's last night?
I don't, John.
I know Nikola Jokic wasn't in Shotgun Willie's for a fact. You know how?
How?
Do you know how sweet he is?
How?
He loves his wife so much. They don't let you wear jewelry in the NBA, you know?
He puts his wife's wedding ring.
He puts his wife's wedding
his
ring.
wedding
He
ring.
ties his wedding ring to his wife in his shoe.
On his shoelace.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good husband right there.
Oh, you know, that kind of thing.
There ain't many of them out there.
Is that right?
Man, I'm telling you right now, no. With his kind of money and Shotgun Willie's down the street, please. This is a good guy.
Yeah.
Now, do you have another story? Or am I
Yeah, you want me
going?
to go again? Go ahead.
I was going to give you an opportunity to speak.
In New Mexico, a woman went to Sonic, you know, the drive-in, America's favorite drive-in.
They have the slushies.
They do. They also have hot dogs and hamburgers. Anyway, this woman found cocaine on her Sonic hot dog.
No way.
Yeah, in New Mexico.
Hold
Of course
on.
it's in New Mexico.
Okay, wait a second. Like, the hot dog was so dry that it just had, did she take a bite of it and get a gummy and in her mouth get numb? Is that how she knew it had cocaine on it?
No, she took a bite and she had bitten down on a small plastic bag filled with white powder.
Oh, so it was still in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So it was safe.
Sure it was.
Damn, dude. You know that somebody actually they just dropped that bag and somehow it fell in a bun? They threw a hot dog on it, probably a little bit of chili, some cheese, some onions. Didn't know that you were going to get... Man, I've never heard of finding a bag of yay inside of a hot dog.
I have two quotes. I think it's pretty scary. We come here to get food for our families, and if a child found that, it could have been pretty bad or deadly. And then my second quote is, that's kind of crazy. I mean, cocaine in a hot dog? It doesn't sound right. I just got an ice cream. I hope we're good, a man said.
Because, it's hard to eat on yay.
It must be.
It's really hard. It's like, man, that's the last thing you want to do. It's like, man, you could have like a 7-course meal in front of you. You just do a bump. You're like, man, I'm good.
Here's the last part of the story. This is the final thing. Police say they watched, it's one of the cooks that was responsible. Police say they watched a surveillance video from inside the Sonic and claim after making the woman's food, the cook looked like he was frantically searching for something he lost. So very obviously lost in the highway. He's like, oh God, where'd it go? Oh God, oh God, oh God.
So he
Life
got
is
arrested.
hard,
Did he
man.
get arrested?
Yeah, he did.
Again, as an attorney, I think I could get this guy off.
Officers say he admitted
They didn't see. He did. Remember, I need to speak to a lawyer. This is a PSA for right here. If you ever get arrested, don't talk. I need to speak to a lawyer and call me 901-360-8255. I'll represent you.
Officers say he admitted to police it was his cocaine. He says he bought it from someone in the Sonic parking lot. Great excuse. I love it.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Oh, just some guy. He was walking around. Cocaine for sale. I don't know how much it is, so I can't do any more.
Well, I got one more good story. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I gotta start playing the music again.
Man, will you get... No, you're going to wait. I don't need no music right now. Oh, okay, that music. I thought you were talking about, like, the outro
No,
music.
that's at the end of the hour, John. It's only 12:23.
Well, so there is a place in America where the kids are just tougher than others, and it's in Virginia. So, students.
This is the story you teased. You didn't kick us off with it. I'm excited
No,
to
man.
hear this.
This is all about the Student Fight Club that got discovered at Loudon Middle School. Yes, I said middle school. These little bitty, by the way, these kids are smart. They had brackets. They had weight classes. They were taking bets on the fights. They were having in different parents' garages all around town. How do you think they got busted?
They were talking on the internet.
No, they pulled a John Moran. They posted one of the fights.
Instagram Live.
They posted one of the fights on the damn TikTok, and guess what happened? A parent saw it, contacted, an investigation was done, and man, they pulled up all kinds of stuff. For months and months, these kids were brawling it out for high dollar stakes. None of the kids were using their lunch money on the food. They were all saving all their lunch money, and they were throwing bones and gambling on other kids fighting.
Throwing bones.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. They had one kid, they called him Stack because, man, like, dude, after 1 month, he picked all the right fights. They were like, this is going to be the next Don King of Fight Club. It was on. These kids got it going on.
That's crazy.
But, again, the downfall of the world, social media. They posted it. And then they got roasted, and now they got the cops investigating.
What's worse, John, having and organizing a fight club or social media?
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, all these little kids right here, especially the mastermind behind it, maybe president one day, definitely is going to be running a top, a Fortune 500 company.
CEO, yeah.
I mean, the kid's in middle school,
right,
and he's already got, like, spreadsheets. He's doing journalism. He's doing sports commentating. He's also, fixing matches. He's making sure, everything. I mean, dude, this right here.
It can't be a real fight club.
Oh, no, dude. Do you think I'm joking?
No, but, like, is it like a fight club, like in Fight Club, or is it like they're like wrestling
divisions.
each other?
This thing was going on for months. They discovered that the students created it. They were being held on and off campus. It was a club. They had brackets. They had betting challenges. If you won 3 fights in a row, you got different things. I mean, like, they had all kinds of stuff. And again, one kid put it on TikTok, and it had a kid fighting in a Lunsford shirt. That's the name of their high school or something. And that's how they got busted, man. Yep. They were very creative. Again, even in the article, the student that created it was, the student created a very unsafe situation. Blah, 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 a bunch of stuff. Violent behavior, please.
Please.
Again, you got to look at this. If I'm the judge, it's kind of like that one situation where those kids took out the swan and cooked it.
Go to culinary school.
Send them to culinary school.
Send this kid to CEO school.
Man, I think
that's just like
this guy's going to tell him to go
something.
do an internship under Dana White. He could be the next promoter for UFC.
Oh, you want specifically in fight sports? Because a minute ago you said he should be like a CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
I'm just saying, you're telling me the UFC is not a Fortune 500 company when it sold for like a couple $1 billion?
I actually, to be honest, I don't really know how Fortune 500 companies work. I know they make a list and it's called the Fortune 500, but I don't know what companies are on it and if sports franchises qualify.
I don't know either,
man. I don't know much about the Fortune 500.
Either. But I just would think to myself, like, I don't know, sports make a lot of money, man.
They do make a lot of money.
So does selling cocaine
in Sonic parking lots. That's right.
Like, we got to take a quick time out. I'm late for a break. T-Money and Brasky on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hot wings. What's your favorite flavor? The Crazy Coop has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting, like Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasonings with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by heat. Or Sweet Maple Bourbon. The taste reminds you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide. Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Right now, try any of their 27 seasonings in a lunch special. Includes 3 whole wings or 6 party wings, regular fry, and drink. Or try a catfish nugget basket with fries for $9.99. Now those are crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop. 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated. The Crazy Coop.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event is on with limited quantity deals on top tech. Save on select PCs powered by the latest Intel Core processors like Thin and Light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. It's the perfect season to power your passions during Dell's Summer Sale event. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to U.S. residents by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes? Good news. There's a new way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. Call U.S. Tax Shield, A+ rated with the BBB. 800-391-5063 for your free consultation and let U.S. Tax Shield protect you from the IRS.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, June 10th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. Do we actually have T-Money and Uncle Brasky?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, you were talking to me.
I was worried. The only reason I was worried because I've seen Brasky when he's drinking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He makes more passes than Al Pacino. I just, didn't know.
Are you going to give credit to the texter that wrote that?
It was my boy Steve from 901 Steve.
Good.
And yes, of course, I told him I was about to use it.
Oh, you did? I didn't read it.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. More passes than Al Pacino. Also, I would say Al's shooting probably. Never mind. I'm going to change that subject. Let's bring in T-Money and Uncle Brasky on a beautiful Friday. What's up, Money?
Hey, Johnny, what's going on? It's getting a little hot out here. We went down to the Italian Fest last night, sweat a little bit, but we did okay. It was a big time down there.
Did you have a lot of fun? Did you drink some of those crazy cocktails?
Yeah, those people got their crazy pink panty pull downs or whatever they call them and stuff like that.
Did you see that one that had blueberries in ice? The blueberries were frozen in the ice.
That one.
Man, I thought that was such a nice drink. I even drank the ice cubes until I got the blueberries.
Oh, I missed you last night, then.
Yep. It's kind of amazing. I don't know how we missed each other. But, yeah, I just walked over after the game was over and had a couple cocktails and then walked back.
I got you. That's about what we did. We had a big group go down there. So, hey, before we get started, I want to give a quick shout-out to some fans of the show I talked to last night.
Oh, cool.
Susanna and Buck and David Quattro. They're big fans of the show, and they said they love Johnny Radio. So I just want to give them a quick shout-out.
Man, thank you. I love y'all, too, man. I'm telling you, I'm so excited. Big fans. Now, I got a crazy question. So, Brasky, we talked last week. He was on the lake. Uncle Brasky, how was Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, it was great, Johnny. Y'all should have been here. There were plenty of booze and plenty of bikinis out on the Oxford Beach here on Sardis Lake.
Oh man, I can only imagine, man. Pickwick was pretty nice as well. It was packed. I will say though, it was packed. Now,
yeah, it wasn't. Saturday didn't start out too great. It was a little. We had some rain here, and it was cool Saturday, but everything picked up Sunday and Monday.
Well, good. I'm glad everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I got a question, Money. Did you do anything special?
Johnny, we just hung around here in parts unknown and just enjoyed ourselves and cooked out a little bit. got on that Tito's vodka, maybe a little too much like we didn't want to, but we got on that Tito's a little too hard on Sunday night. But everything was just kind of easy go, easy come, easy go, Johnny.
I like that. And by the way, remember the good thing about Memorial Day weekend, well, the most important thing is, of course, the sacrifices that were made for our freedoms. But if you drank too much on Sunday, at least you didn't have to go to work on Monday.
Great correction by you. Important correction. Great one. Good catch.
Thank you. But at least he didn't have to go to work on Monday. That's just, that was.
We did have the horses go 1 and 2 now.
Oh.
And the Exacto and the Belmont back then, so we were enjoying ourselves on that with T-Money and Uncle Brasky going 1 and 2. And,
are you serious?
Yeah, we went National Treasure in the Blazing Sevens went 1 and 2. And we had Red over there. He bet the Exacto on it just because of Uncle Brasky and T-Money's place. He said, I'm going to put this in an Exacto, and then he hit.
So you've hit 2 horse races this year.
Absolutely. And he was enjoying himself at the bar. Red was yesterday. He was hee-hawing and laughing because he had all this money in his hand. So it was hilarious.
Well, I'm sure he had a busy, busy night as well. So, guys, I got to ask y'all a question. Did y'all hear, who we were talking about one day? We were talking about the wussification of America. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Well, I found a county. It's called Loudoun County out in Virginia. Do you know that these kids are still being grown tough? Have you heard about what these kids did?
Yeah, I was just listening to you on that. When
they had Fight Club.
They did, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, I if I had a son, I would want to, if I had the funds, I was thinking I'd send him to military school, kind of toughen him up, get him ready. No, man, I'm sending him to the Lunsford Middle School to get himself all toughened up because those guys in Virginia don't play.
I mean, I like how they had the weight classes and all that. I mean, they knew the big kids would pummel the little kids, and that's hilarious. I mean, they were making money too. I mean,
dude, again,
they were gambling on that stuff.
Yeah,
they were gambling on it.
They definitely were. Again, nobody they should have. The school should have figured it out when none of the kids were buying lunch anymore. You know what I mean? They're like, God, the food that bad.
We should send Uncle Brasky up there, and he can kind of help them with the gambling part of this.
I'll handicap them. I guarantee you, I can handicap them. You put them kids out there, and I can tell you who's the toughest.
I believe it. Now, all right, guys, what do we got going down this weekend, man? Where are we going to put our funds? Who are we placing our trust in?
Well, I'll tell you what, Donnie, remember, I don't know your bankroll any more than you know mine. And with that being said, we're going to take a little Major League Baseball tonight. I like the Marlins over the A's tonight. Marlins are about a 500 club. A's are terrible, as we've talked about in the past. Edward Cabrera's on the bump against Tsunami. Tsunami's terrible. Edward Cabrera's got a good strikeout rate, but he's okay, about 3-3, somewhere in that area. Big high ERA, maybe 4, so maybe a lot of runs scored in this game, but I do like the Marlins over the A's tonight. Get you a little sprinkle on that, and then sprinkle you a little on the over, too, if you want that.
I like that. A little sprinkle, magic. The Marlins is also Jay Morgan's team, so he's probably like...
Ed Cabrera's good. I like Ed Cabrera.
He was really good at the beginning of the season. Last outing, he got shelled.
Well, that's fine. These kids, when they heat up with the weather, some of these Dominican type players.
Oh yeah,
when
man.
It starts getting hotter. Yeah, R-Dub told me that years ago.
R-Dub is
they're playing in Miami.
I know it's hot. That's what I'm saying. It's like
hot,
just like being at home. It's hot.
He's like, man, we've been pitched in this before. Absolutely.
And instead of being only 10 people at the ballpark, if you're in Oakland, there'll be 40 in Miami.
That's sad. I mean, you got a major league team, and you got 40 people in there. I know the A's are leaving for Vegas or whatever, but that's how they should do them. They're going to leave. Why would you go to the game? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we did the Oilers here when they tried to call themselves coming into Memphis.
Oh, that's the
truth. We knew they were going to go to Nashville, and nobody goes to the games. Then they go, well, that's why y'all didn't get them, because y'all didn't go to the game. Y'all were already going to Nashville.
Yes, and again, that put up a lot of vitriol between Nashville and Memphis, didn't it?
A lot. I think that's what really started the rivalry, between the two cities, in my opinion.
Let's
go to my
Nashville's
next game here, Johnny. We got to play on the NBA, and the Nuggets just look, fantastic. Joku with another triple-double. And so tomorrow or Sunday night, this line may move maybe in a couple days here. But I like the over 214.5 on the Nuggets in the Heat. It may go down by Sunday. It may go down to maybe 214, 213 in the hook. But I kind of like that. I like the over on the Nuggets and the Heat on Sunday.
I kind of do too, man. Nobody was hitting any threes the other day. Again, Caleb Martin and Strus and Robinson combined for 6 points. I like the over 214. So these are some very, very strong plays. The other thing I was going to ask you, Money, Arch, you're a big Memphis fan, right?
Yes, sir.
And you, and of course, Brasky, you're a huge Ole Miss fan, right?
Absolutely.
Well, man, did you see what Tennessee fan has something to be really proud of right now, don't you?
What's that? Nothing.
Ben Joyce. Have you seen the kid who's pitching? He pitches for the Angels. Did you see what he did to the Astros last night? Struck out Jose Altuve. Struck out Yordan Alvarez on 3 pitches. He threw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. He had Altuve scared to death in the box. Man, I'm telling you.
That's that boy that was throwing, 104? Isn't that what he clocked last year in the World Series? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'll tell you one thing. This dude last year was playing at Tennessee, and my man's already like pitched now in 2 games in the pros. He is just filthy. 103 miles an hour. That's crazy.
I'd like to see Uncle Brasky get in the box. He big scarecrow looking like him in the box with Joyce coming at 104. That'd be hilarious.
I would love
Watch
to see
him
that
get
too.
up there. We'd have to put a helmet on him.
Shoot, first of all you would see is the ball leaving the park off the end of my bat. I don't think I couldn't hit a 103-mile-an-hour pitch.
Man,
when you're an athlete like me, Johnny, and this is something y'all need to remember over at Memphis in May. I just got done ordering me some of this new underwear called Tech. You ever heard of it?
No.
I swear to you, if you're an athlete like I am, it's called double pouch underwear. It keeps you dry. It's the best underwear you can buy. Go online, look at Tech. I just ordered me 14 more pairs of it.
So
Money's seen it. I've given him a pair of it before.
No Lululemon.
Are these the things? Are these the shorts that have like the lining in them, Uncle Brasky?
No,
these are
double
briefs.
pouch.
They're double pouch.
Yeah, they hold your stuff separate so you're not, it's not sticking to your leg or something like that when you're out there in the heat. But these underwears, they are off the chain. They're good for Memphis from this festival, like when you're going to be over at the Italian Fest and sweating to death. You're not going to get any rash or anything weird with them. They keep you dry.
Amen. Tech. I'm going to.
Tech. Now, Johnny.
Yes.
I'm coming out strong this year. I am giving y'all a futures pick, which is not one of my regular picks this week. Me and another guy in Oxford got on this yesterday. We put 500 on it.
All right.
It's a futures pick for the Heisman. Take Quinshon Judkins, the running back here at Ole Miss. He's going to bring the first Heisman ever to Ole Miss.
Just like Deuce did.
Well, hold on now. Last year he was a freshman. He rushed for 1,567 yards as a true freshman, 5.7 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns on the ground, 15 receptions for 182 yards and 1 touchdown in the air. This guy could break it out and do it. And you're getting 45.
The problem with that is most Heisman Trophy winners don't go 6 and 7.
Value play.
We did. We went 8-4. We went 8-5.
Oh, okay. Y'all went 8-4. And you think you got a Heisman Trophy winner?
What? Put your money on it. That's the
what
best
y'all been doing at the library,
I've seen
man?
in a while.
That's a value play. Value play.
What's the comeback? What's the comeback again?
Caleb Williams is also playing this year too. He's a good player.
Yeah, the odds aren't very good. You ain't getting a lot of return.
I'm not telling you to bet on Caleb Williams. This is the value play here, is to bet on Quinshon Judkins.
Well, I was gonna say, I got a little Heisman stuff for you to give it to you. This is gonna really make you mad.
John has a list.
I have a bunch of lists, by the way, but I do have this one thing. What do you think if somebody actually rated Blake Corum ahead of Quinshon Judkins?
I mean,
he's a running back for Michigan.
Yeah, for Michigan. Yeah, the Michigan kid. I don't know. See, they'll go 11-1 or something like that.
He was good too.
Yeah, until he got injured. He's coming back though.
So
I like Judkins better.
Judkins, if he puts up that kind of performance, he'll be in New York. If he can repeat what he did as a freshman.
All right.
Man, y'all are going 6 and 7, Uncle Brasky.
Monty, that's against the toughest teams in the nation. We're not Michigan where you're playing Ohio State.
Northwestern, Penn State.
Nothing tough in the Big 12.
Who y'all got? Vanderbilt and Mississippi
We play the hardest
State
schedule in the country this year. We've got Auburn and Alabama in Alabama. We've got Georgia at Georgia.
They have a tough
tell me it's tough. That's murder.
I'm not arguing the tough schedule. It's tough schedule on Brasky.
I'm just grateful we got Mercer to start the year.
Correct. We got Mercer, and then I think the next week we got Tulane at New Orleans.
Yeah, that's a good Tulane team, man. That's a scary game.
I was going to say, that Tulane, that Pratt boy's back now.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And he's tough as nails. He's one of the toughest quarterbacks in the country.
Then we got Georgia Tech here at home at Oxford. Now, you don't know what you're getting with them. I mean, that's one of your ACC flops there. But
you'll smoke them, but the only thing is that's the week before Alabama, so you might not get the cover because you're it's a little look-ahead game already out in September.
Got Alabama the next week, and then got LSU the week after that.
And then Arkansas. Doesn't get much easier.
No. But if that kid can do those kind of numbers, and we come out with at least 9 wins, he'll be in the discussion for the Heisman.
Man,
I'll give you that.
I just hadn't found
and
9 wins on the schedule.
To 100, just throw 100 on it. To win 4,500, we can fly to Vegas for the
All
weekend.
right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So
when you put it like that, Uncle Brad.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I can put a Skrilla on it. All right. What else?
Now let me get you to the regular plays here, Johnny.
All right.
The Lexington Regional, we're getting you kicked off today because this college baseball starts today, and this is when you need to make your money for football season. I like the Southern Miss against Sanford game. I like that game going over 9.5.
Over 9.5, Southern Miss and Sanford.
Then in the Fayetteville Regional, it's Arkansas. Take Arkansas over Santa Clara -3.5.
Ooh, late 3.5 because that's what -300 straight up.
Right.
They'll smoke Santa Clara.
Lay the 3.5. This is going to be like batting practice. Every other swing's going over the fence. Don't worry about it.
It's crazy to me to see Santa Clara like 35-18 on the season playing Arkansas, who's 82-32.
Correct.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. LSU, I can't believe. I mean, they're 86-30 on the year. I don't even know how they lost 30 games. They're stacked.
Well, LSU too. They play a tricky one today. I think
Tulane.
They got UL Lafayette.
No, they got Tulane today. They got Tulane today.
Tulane won 18 games.
I don't even know how Tulane's in this junk. Anyway,
and then for the dime bag play of the week, take the Denver Nuggets -8.5 Sunday.
Nuggets -8.5 on Sunday. Dime bag play of the week.
I actually think this thing could be a sweep.
Lock it up. Gentlemen, y'all be blessed. I got to pay some bills. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay cool out there. And Brasky, what is it called? What is it called?
Separatech. Get your Separatech underwear to keep yourself dry this year. When you're out in that heat.
Thank you, Uncle Brasky.
Again.
That's Uncle Brasky. Thank you, T-Money. Oh, I got to take a quick time out. We're going to come back with a few more bets on the other side and just close this jun out on a beautiful Friday. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Join the NBA Finals action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can place a $5 bet and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can take a shot at bigger payouts with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code COLIN. New customers can place a $5 bet and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code COLIN. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Kansas, call 800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Opt-in and 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Here's how we long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. You don't need to reach down to help your heel in. You just step into them and off you go. So what's the secret? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide into place. And they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers.
Get hands-free slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. Big thanks to T-Money and Uncle Brasky. We got some great gambling advice for them. Quinshawn Judkins. Judkins.
What'd you think about that?
I mean, he's right.
Value
With that
play.
schedule, throw 100 to win 45. I mean, he's the best back, I think, in the country. Problem is, like you said, that is a murderer's row of football schedule.
That kid in Michigan was really good before he got hurt.
Blake
though.
Corum was pretty good, yeah. He was. And Michigan was pretty good, too. I don't know if you remember.
Go blue.
I'm not a big Michigan fan.
Oh,
My
you
buddy
don't- you
CJ
don't-
Hurt, though, he's a huge Michigan fan.
You don't go blue, John?
I don't go blue.
I go blue.
Ain't down with the Smurfs. Ain't down with the Blue and Maize.
Wow. What about Blue Man Group?
Ain't down with them either. I don't
Good-
even know one of their songs.
good-
I just know
I
that
don't
they
know what-
paint themselves blue like a bunch of, man, come on, man.
And then they play like regular objects, like the PVC pipe and.
Oh, is that what their whole gimmick
That's
is?
right. It's like regular objects.
That's why I don't listen to
You ever
them.
seen Stomp? Where they
is
just,
that a musical?
No, it's kind of like Blue Man Group where they're just making music with like their feet and hands and like
No.
regular objects.
I did that in like middle school. Clap your feet, or what is it? If you're happy, and you know it, clap your hands.
Right.
Clap
well
your
before
feet.
middle school.
Whatever. Kindergarten.
Yeah.
I've done
What's the
that.
difference?
Yeah, whatever. I learned something. I don't
That's
remember.
right.
I don't remember what it was.
Shapes and colors.
But I do. Speaking of like schools, my buddy Mike O'Neill dropped this off today. He put a book out. Mike O'Neill, I'm sure y'all know who he is. 2017, he was named Region 7, the Region 7 Class 6A Coach of the Year over at Collierville High School in Tennessee. He went to the University of Memphis. Really great guy. I've known him for a long, long time. Got to coach his son in a little baseball. Oh, love Mike O'Neill. But he got hit pretty hard. He got hit with cancer, and he's put out a book, and it's a true story about perseverance through faith, determination, and a positive attitude. It's Mike O'Neill, Don't Back Down. Y'all check it out. Go get that bad boy. I know my boy Bryant Dacus will read this. He'll love it. He reads everything.
Brian's a reader.
He is a reading machine. Jay Morgan, more of a TV watching machine.
Yeah, I'll read. I like to read from time to time, but I want to watch so many movies that generally that takes up.
I like the stories in my head, John.
That occupies a lot of my time.
Check out this. It's a memoir, and again, it's about the beloved high school coach, and he shares his experience and how he, basically how everything that's happened has shaped his life, his approach to love, work, all these things. Lessons from the Gridiron. It's called, again, Mike O'Neill, Don't Back Down. Go check that bad boy out. Now, we got day baseball at 4:10 today. We have the Brewers and the Reds. I got to say.
Hardly day baseball.
It's 4 o'clock, brother. It's not like what we want during the show baseball. I like morning baseball.
Me too.
I like afternoon baseball. I like getting my fix early.
That's right.
But
Apple TV game too, though, John. So you're going to have to either pay for Apple TV Plus or you're going to have to use one of my streams that may or may not be frowned upon in terms of legality.
Well, I have to say, I did find something today that I thought was fascinating. Did you see them? Did you see Hunter Green's numbers? By the way,
they were rolling along fine until they gave up like 10 runs in the 7th or 8th inning or whatever it was.
Since last year's All-Star break, though, his strikeout rate is 34.5%.
He's got good stuff, John.
His ERA is under 3.
He's got good stuff,
since
John.
then. He's been dealing. Do you have a play? He's not pitching today.
No, he's not.
But I'm just saying, I'm going to start backing Hunter Green. You brought him up yesterday.
I have been.
I went and looked at his numbers.
He's good.
Whoa.
And like, just kind of like watching him, too, he just has, you could tell he has good stuff. I feel that way about Ed Carrera, too. Didn't have a great record. His ERA isn't great, but you watch the guy pitch, and he's got good stuff. He's going to be a really good pitcher. But I don't know if I want to bet on them today because that's minus 200. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of juice.
For Milwaukee?
No, for Miami over the Athletics. And the Athletics stink, but that's why.
You're talking about Ed Cabrera.
Ed Cabrera.
I brought up Hunter Green because I was looking at the Reds plus 50 against the Brewers.
I don't know.
Burns
I do
has
like
been
the Reds.
bad. I don't know. I'm not touching it. Man,
Are you sure? I could get on board with that. But I don't know if you want my backing. I'm cooler
I have a
Brown.
feeling that, like, today I might not even play a game in baseball.
I'm feeling the same way too, John.
I mean, damn, dude, it's getting tough out there for a little baseball action right now.
Bryant's over here saying bet college baseball LSU minus 6.5 somehow in a baseball game.
It's very easy to take it because they're minus 600, so you can do run line. They're playing a bad baseball team, brother. They're playing Tulane. I kind of like that.
Yeah, with Bryant Dacus here for your pleasure. Bryant is ribbed for your pleasure.
And he's going to be here from 3 to 6 talking on the radio. By the way, I had one other thing. Do you want to make some money? I need somebody to do some research for me. I stumbled upon a TikTok, and it says, I bought my mom a new Mercedes. I've been uploading her feet pictures to Feet Finder. Can you really make enough money in 3 months putting your feet on Feet Finder to buy a Mercedes?
Absolutely, John. No free feet pics.
Chas has really good-looking feet.
No free feet pics, John.
I know. I'm going to start uploading her feet. She's got cute little feet. I mean, I'm not a foot dude, but I'm
make sure if you post on Instagram or Twitter or something, you post a picture of her, make sure you put emojis over her feet. No free feet pics.
Well, I mean, is feetfinder.com going to give me some
money?
John,
no free feet pics.
So, is this a whole thing for real?
Yep.
Wow, the world has gotten nuts. Wish me luck on my money-making adventure. I hope everybody has a great weekend. For Jay Morgan, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make this world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Looking for a new